This is Houston, contact with a test. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. End of test.
Hello, and we're finally off the mute before we come online for once.
5 seconds off.
5 seconds off. Space. This is supposed to be the space
And
around
you
the
are,
corner.
like you're in a barrel and you can hear me fine.
I'm a barrel person. I don't know why I'm a barrel person.
That's horrible. The echo makes the space cool.
Is that better?
It's fixed now.
Now it's fixed?
I don't know, you talk.
I am talking. It was.
It was.
This better then?
The chat delay.
Oh.
It sucks.
I don't know. That's what it was last time, so. Am I all echoey? Unfortunately, I can't monitor myself because that just further makes it noisy. It's just the limit of the speed of light, yeah. The speed of routers, actually. We were talking about that earlier. Now that they have, everybody's doing remote call-in shows, everybody's a YouTuber now, right? It seems like the people who are Skyping each other from across the country are only going about, 3, maybe 5,000 miles through the internet at nearly light speed, since it's all fiber now, mostly. And then versus the old school network TV stations who have their satellite remote trucks that bounce it off of 24,000 mile satellites and from one to the other and end up with a 3-second delay. But they're like, we can't give up on this satellite truck. We spent $40 bajillion on it.
It's the speed of light, human limitations.
Alrighty. So I got this message, but it said it was for my eyes only. So I'm going to open it up just for me to see. Okay, there it was. You may read it. What are you getting, special instructions?
He can't read.
There we go. Good evening, Captain.
It's declassified. Says who?
I don't have a declassification marker on this. I can't let this go. It's got a little parentheses C. Oh wait, that's copyright. Not classified. So I have been informed that I am needing to do what I was planning on doing before, which was successfully get to the moon and back with science.
Commander Krill, Athena.
I see.
Kerbin Missile Defense Department.
Although,
she needs to get off her 5-inch platforms and look me in the eye.
Yeah, we need to see her. We need video, or it wasn't really her. Wait.
You want some water?
I got some barely anything more than water.
She's under witness protection program for various engagement.
Engagement? All right. So we have made significant strides, says Athena.
She's Commander Krill.
Commander Krill?
Yes.
Oh, come on, Athy baby.
No.
Talk to me.
She might wrong you with something. I'm afraid of her.
So I shall accomplish at least one successful, intact, and upright robotic landing on the surface of the moon. Hence the title of the mission. Or the description of the mission. Land on the moon without return. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see what we got in the way of Delta V when we get there. And if so, we can bring it all back.
She needs to send me a picture with Athena Krill. She wants me to call her commander.
No, what's the rank insignia for Kerbin, anyway? I don't even remember the Navy rank insignia anymore. All I remember is it's
Wait, I haven't read all of this.
okay. It's like stripes, then shapes, and then plant material, and then animals. It's kind of a brochure for the moon.
Okay, go up a little bit. Hi, everybody new in the room. Go up a little bit.
We are getting chastised by Commander Krell for our lack of successful landings. Our graceful landings, anyway.
But successful, intact, and upright. Okay, keep on going. Please do not let this damper your enthusiasm.
Oh, there's so much reading
This
involved.
decision was made to maximize your probability of mission success.
Oh.
You can scan it.
Nice.
I already did. Alright, go.
Alright. Oh, he sent me some more details about the ridges and the valleys and the crater rims and the hills and the mountains of the moon.
Just a bit of info about the terrain.
So if we land too far down in the valleys, we may lose our communications.
Why is your temporary thing on your chest all...
Because yellow is made of some green, and green is being keyed out. I didn't realize that when I made it. I would have made a different color background. Yeah, right. Nice flat crater. Well, hopefully we will have plenty of Delta V to do that, for we are taking off in the Munar Science Return 1. Munar Science Return 1 is a
avoid crater rims. That's what he said.
So this is a stock Minmus Return 5 with a couple of corrections, right? We had the fairing that was in the staging. We got rid of that, and we added it to an action group. Woohoo! Super fast functionality there.
Large craters have insanely high ridges.
Craters have ridges? I thought ruffles had ridges.
Craters have ridges, no. I just got that weird feeling again.
There we go. We should have game sound now.
That bad moon feeling.
Yeah, there it is. Alright. There should be just barely any music in the background there.
I don't hear any music. I just hear my big voice.
Alright, so...
What does the lander look like?
Like the other one?
Like the last one?
Like the last one? I told you it was a stock Minmus Return 5, the one that landed on Minmus. Okay, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna have enough Delta V and such. Those landing legs. Well, let's see if I got better legs. Let's see what we got.
They're gonna be interesting.
We got some landing struts. And the micro landing strut.
Don't change it now.
Well,
look, you're bitching about. I mean, you're saying stuff about it, and then he's gonna change it. And you already did your Delta V considerations like this.
Well, I don't know about considerations, but they're the same Delta V as last time. So, we succeeded once. We shall try again. So, off to the moon. We should have all sorts of extra Delta V because we're not going out to Minmus, right?
Oh well.
But we'll see, because we also have to, get around the much heavier moon.
Those side-mounted antennas don't combine their strength.
Oh, they don't, do they? So you're saying they're kind of worthless to have more than one?
So you only need one, and you can spend the rest of the mass trying to look like a bacteria. What?
Meaning more landing legs.
And they are more for redundancy in case of off-nominal landing, because he does like crashing. He sure does. I like that about him.
Fun.
Not afraid to crash.
Some crashing. Guidance. throttle. You ready?
Yes.
Actually, let's check where the moon is. So, over here is the moon. And we are right under there-ish. And so, yeah. So by the time we launch and get up into orbit, we should be pretty much ready to go for the lunar transfer, I'm guessing. But it looks pretty close. If nothing else, we'll take an orbit or two. How's that sound?
Sure.
Sound like a plan?
Sure.
Orbits are free. They don't take anything but...
You can target the moon for a bearing on the nav ball.
Oh, well, let us do that. Let's go target the moon.
Pad is go.
And then come back to here. So you're saying I just aim for that, eh?
Set as target.
Just fire
so
right
smart.
there. Just fire right at it, huh? Well, we don't want to do that right off, obviously.
Do not aim at the moon.
Yeah, the problem with that is we would like take off at such a steep angle, we'd spend up all our energy inside a thick atmosphere. No, we want to jump up out of the thick atmosphere, then turn to the side. So, all right. So it's a useful target, but we're not using it.
Next question is direct injection encounter or orbital?
Probably orbital. But we'll see.
I'm going to assume standard orbital.
That's what
Don't
standards
assume.
are for.
You know what assume means, right?
Alright. Where are we? That's what I need to bring up. And the countdown has begun.
Go for standard ascent sequence and roll program.
Let's get up to about 100 on the speed. 100
Can you hear me
meters per
breathing
second.
with this mic? It feels like that.
Alright. And then we're going to start coasting over just gently like.
If direct injection is what you think it is, oh boy. It's my favorite thing. Hey!
Hey now. I'm trying to concentrate on flying. Can't read.
Okay, I'll read.
Ah.
I don't
No, you gotta
remember this
read it
part
out
of
for
standard
me.
ascent.
You gotta read it out for me. Because I gotta busily try and maintain my angle.
Go angles.
Booster separation. Let's see.
You gotta keep them separated.
We're gonna just cruise until we've got about, until we crack over from surface to orbit.
Throttle back skipped.
Yeah, well. We're already
Craft
out of the
is
atmosphere.
nominal.
Alright, we're out of the atmosphere. Well, not quite, but we're heading to orbit. Let's save the rest of that fuel. Cruise on in here for
Way steep.
2.2 degrees. That's ridiculous. That's okay. We can go into a polar orbit about the moon. We don't need to. We don't
Standing
need no
by
equatorial
for payload bearing jettison.
99, 121. Looks good to me. Okay, watch this, watch this, watch this.
No! I don't want to watch it. I'm
number
sure I
one.
don't, right?
Number 1. Douche.
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 Number 2. Whee!
It's giving me that look again. Douche.
Ah! I'm coming up on my burn. Ah! Ah!
I don't know what
You distracted me with my fairing thingy. I could have done it later.
Oh.
Ah! Maneuvering quickly. Firing.
Distracted.
Don't distract me.
You
I'm
guys
trying
can't
to
see what I'm
fly.
doing.
Yeah. Alright. It's not lost. All is not lost. We have lots of fuel.
long burn.
Yeah, see, we could have been throwing the stuff away during this burn.
Throwing what away?
The fairing and the like. I'm gonna watch here while I get ready to ditch this center core. Doodly doodly. Let's time warp right now, right? This is a good time to time warp.
I hate time warping.
I'm not gonna time warp.
Well, you really need to shed
No.
fairing as soon as safely possible and shed weight, reduce drag.
Well, I understand, but I didn't want to do it in the atmosphere exactly either.
His butt was puckering hard enough as it was.
That's the problem with these low altitude ascents, where I'm trying to save as much delta V for worrying about maneuvering afterwards. From an angle standpoint, it doesn't look too bad. Go angles.
Go Ingles.
2.2 is actually, I believe, useful. Or
Stage is good. Chamber pressure nominal.
ideal, but I believe it will allow me to get into a polar orbit and we can be on maybe a different part of the moon, at least. Sorry.
Hi, everybody. There's a lot of people in here.
Waiting for me to blow up.
Maybe to make you see if you're gonna out in the space or.
Well, you never know how well I could land on the moon or not.
How do you do that? Did you stick your arm in there?
Stick my arm in where?
Did you stick your arm? I don't know that. Melted Clowns tells me. I hate butchering names. I'm sorry about that. 875 meters per second for landing on moon? Question mark, and then a face that I don't know what it means. Looks like a dumb guy face.
I don't know yet. We'll see once we're out here. All those numbers in the VAB are not very useful because they're only sea level numbers and unstaged numbers.
Scared guy face. You can have her emotes to see what they are.
Oh, alright.
It says Germa beer.
Germa fear. Alright.
Oh, I don't like this part, right?
Well, it's okay. We're just trying to get that
You just-
periapsis up. Yeah. That's good enough for now. Luckily, this orbit is not particularly critical.
875 is plenty for landing if you do it mostly side on. Well, he just does it however the heck he can.
I got 876, 1595 for getting back. Just do it mostly side on. Well, the only landing we've been good at is this drop and plop. So we're probably going to end up doing that. Whee! That's a little excessive.
Oh, wow.
Well, this is just the planning stage. Nothing's set in concrete yet. Don't worry. Don't worry, I tell her.
Yeah, we've already had this discussion today. Wouldn't get you back off the moon again, but you could always just ditch the rocket and hope the packet has enough fuel.
The pack?
The fact that it's not concrete is why I don't worry.
Well, we have a plan. We're just not really good at executing the plans.
Because it's just like, I'm listening to you. Apparently this, yes.
Alright, so the other thing is we want to focus view here and see what we got, right? We got 1.9. That's not so much.
I told you I just now found out what Capcom was last week, right?
Beep, beep, boop, beep, boop, boop, beep.
Capsule Command. Yes, sir.
Let's see.
I don't have
148.
4-inch heels or platforms on. They made Street Fighter?
93 million.
Light controller.
41 million. 41 kilometers. What's a good starting point for the man? Ariasis? Maybe 93? Let's just go with 93 because, you know, me and my execution of burns here.
You've done this encounter before.
Yeah. Yeah, well, sure, but it doesn't mean I remember these particular details.
I remember nothing. What are you talking about? The whole point is not to remember anything.
But I guess we're doing it like this. Why? What's wrong with this?
I thought it was the exact same thing you were going to do.
More or less. I mean, other than the angles being a little off. And
Well, how far off are you?
well, we're not terribly far off.
Well, how far is not terribly?
We should be able to orbit the moon nicely. Let's see.
Let's give it a try, I guess. Normally, we did a standard approach and encounter.
How
What is
that?
this
How
called?
is this a non-standard
Crazy
approach?
approach?
We lift off, we take off from the moon, and we come around to it. Is it because we get captured on the inbound part of the orbit versus the outbound part of the orbit? Is that the difference? Like, we've almost always gone past the apo to get captured.
It's because you're doing a gosh dang gravity sling.
Oh, you mean this is maybe just a little too close? A little too fast?
A little too close and a little too fast. You're swooping way low.
Well, that's I just don't remember what was our altitude.
At a heavy angle, it might actually act as gravity brake, but I'm not sure.
Ah. Well, I thought it was 60-ish kilometers was a good target, if I remember right. And you know, we're not too far off on the angle, right? You know, we're not like doing a polar orbit. We're coming
But you're
around.
really close to it.
Well, yeah, because we want to get into orbit quickly.
Moon will
And
catch
close.
you one way or another.
Catch me. Catch me if you can, man. Alright. We're finally on our target, which is, again, also roughly targeting the moon.
Where's the super intense mission control dude? He's here.
It's a couple of chat lines up.
Raise his hand.
So we got 26 minutes to the next burn, so we will morph to the next maneuver. Time warp again.
If I could talk to them directly, I would. Melting clown son.
But then it'd be no fun if you weren't in the chat too. I mean, you know.
I don't think they want to talk to you, dude. Of course we do. We talk to him all.
Constantly. What do you
We
think?
talk to him all the time.
46 seconds to the burn.
Oh no, 46 seconds to the burn.
46 seconds. 35. This looks like a decent enough view. Trying to get it to where I can really line up on it. Don't get no
Get that
space
funny
feelings.
space.
Don't
No
get
space
no
feelings.
feelings. And we're burning. Burn, burn, burn. The burn is the burn. Okay, I don't care about the roll.
How much coke did you do tonight, Mission Control?
I thought he was on Munar Cola. Okay, thumb off of full throttle. Let's not do that. We don't.
We have a cherry vanilla as well.
Yeah. 52 seconds left in the burn.
AKA Amon Color. It tastes much better cold, I gotta say.
I think we have one frozen in the freezer. We're gonna scrape it into a...
Cherry and vanilla at the same time? Yes.
Here we go.
I can't keep up with these kids and their lingo anymore. This is some sort of...
I'm looking at two different places at the same time. Throttling back.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, distraction.
Not too bad. What did we end up with?
Oh, God.
Woo! Oh, we're going straight into the mud. This is not the approach we want. Quick, quick, run away! Run away! Turn, anti-target, quick, quick. Just briefly, though. Ah, stop spinning!
You really do forget
Stop spinning!
You're going to the moon ballistic descent.
That's not a good way to do it. I take it.
Maximum encounter speed. Oh.
Does that mean I need to go faster or slower? Let's place a guidance node. Let's see. Okay. Something's
Why not
right.
both?
Go faster.
A lot of people are coming in to see you crash into the moon.
I know. Now let's see. If I speed up, that's what
You're
we're going to
asking
do.
these questions far too late.
We need to speed up some more to about there. A whole 3.8.
Oh.
How ridiculous. Come on now. Alright, so we got our little mid-course correction maneuver lined up here. We might as well just plan them ahead of time.
Oh.
Alright. Warp to next tiny itty bitty maneuver. 0.4 second maneuver. Think I can do 0.4 second?
What do you want me to say? No? No.
I was like, I could probably correct it now. I don't necessarily have to wait for this maneuver, but...
Oh, God. Commander Fizzly
again.
scribbles.
Hey, I had a mid-course correction in the plan all the time already. It was in the works. It's part of the deal.
Do it every time.
Yeah. There's always another mid-course correction in the works.
Roger that.
Alright. Since I'm gonna make this burn really slow, I might go off a little early here. Maybe about 2 seconds early. So we're on my timer now.
Go for planned mid-course correction burn.
Itty bitty course correction burn.
I don't know who you are, but we like melted clowns. Sorry. You don't like him, but we do.
Woohoo! That looks like a decent maneuver.
I'm glad I missed that. What?
I'd stay on the moon. Alright, so we're almost there. Well, we gotta go to the Munar encounter and such, right? So we gotta
Happy
get
for
to
the
the
lunar
moon.
surface excursion.
Let's just get to our first off, get the focus back on us. And then let's warp to the apoapsis. Whee! Alright, now we're coming around on the Munar encounter. Look at that path. Wow, look how crazy that path is. We shot out from the planet, we're going to come around here. It's like the Autobahn of space.
Hi, everybody.
So, let's see, we want the maneuver here.
Everybody's gonna watch you crash into something. They want to see you smack.
I know.
Smack.
Seems like a weird orientation for Alright, well, let's just see. We'll do it by the maneuver node. So,
Stand by for encounter. Here's an encounter with the pup.
pretty much it's retrograde, right?
Oh, you're freezing.
Retrograde, wow.
Contact.
There we go.
Oh boy. What are you doing, Captain?
I'm putting in a maneuver node for when I get to the,
You never do this.
what? Put a maneuver node after an encounter? Or ahead of an encounter, I guess it would be. Is that the advice you're given?
No, he just said, oh boy, Krill just handed me an envelope. Oh boy.
Is it one of those with the little string and the stupid little holes in it so you can see that there's a document in the envelope? Is it one of those?
Vanilla envelope. The captain is always right.
Let's see though. I'm gonna burn up 250. Got 96 left out of that.
But this captain doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Half
well,
the
I'm
time.
learning the way. I'm learning. What are you gonna do? That's why it's a remote pod and we're not risking any more Kerbals.
Any more Kerbals.
Any more Kerbals.
Oh.
So 250, that's gonna ditch this tank. And we're gonna be onto that. Oh well, guess we'll see. That's how this is gonna go.
One. Jebediah.
One perished. Did you not see his flames on my picture? And his RIP.
Yeah, we know.
Alright.
We had a funeral and everything. Calm down.
Should I warp past the encounter or no, just warp to the encounter? Let's warp to the encounter. Since it's going to take hours otherwise. Yeah. And I suppose that big flip that you see there is why you were monster. What?
I already said calm down. We had a funeral and everything.
Oh, for Jim. Yes, and we had a Valentino succeeded, and we had a big party for her. Or what do you call it? Wasn't a party.
Yeah, there's a couple.
It was
Then Jeb
info
reanimated.
package.
He's gonna pay for his kids' education.
Yeah, we got at least one,
Have a relay.
don't we?
Using the dark power of forgetting to turn off permadeath.
Yeah, well, I didn't know where permadeath was.
Yeah,
Or
we were
is, for
not.
that
We had
matter.
no idea what was happening at that point.
Alright, we're gonna get ourselves into orbit.
Oh, I hate this.
There's all our comsats, by the way. It's a big mess of comsats. Let us get on target.
Boy, it's just one. Oh, nice.
Yeah, we did a lot of comsats because we couldn't get enough fuel to
So
land.
no comp
or
set on the
whatever.
dark side of the moon? I thought there was one at least polar. I thought there was one at least polar too.
There may be. It's just really, really high orbit. 21 seconds. I hate what burns with the frickin'...
Probably sometimes.
I hope I can stage from here. I hate when I can't do that. Alright. Ready?
I'm ready.
Fire!
This is gonna be rough. I've seen it in a crystal ball. In my crystal ball. I've seen it in my crystal ball as well. Oh boy.
Oh, hee. All the right hand free. No accelerate buttons nearby.
It will be a learning process nonetheless. Yeah, you probably aim your landing on the Kerbal side of the moon.
Yay!
Oh!
Alright, now let's take a look at all our concepts. Way out here. Oh, yeah. I thought we did have a polar about the moon.
I thought you did too.
Oh, that's right. We did have it polar,
One.
and then we flattened it.
Smacked it.
We flattened it because we had a lot of extra fuel. So we flattened it. In fact, we probably could go fly that one and readjust its orbit. Mostly equatorial one. Now let's see. That looks like a big fat crater.
That
We
looks
can
like a
land
big
in.
fat crater. Yeah.
Where's the sun around here? Whoops. Moused off the thing altogether. There's the sun. There's the moon crater. And dude's on the wrong side of the moon.
Just remember that big fat crater is full of smaller craters.
Yeah. Let's see who else here.
Everybody's coming in to watch you smack in.
I know. Maybe this one. That one looks like I'll have radio comms.
That one big fat crater has ridges and impact straits.
This one here.
Yep, right up.
That looks all sorts of holy.
Sure does.
Well, there's this one.
Step right up, folks. Take your bets.
Yeah. We don't have a great history of this.
I bet he lands.
Alright, we hope we land. So, first off, we're going to have to get
Blam,
out of
flip,
orbit.
win.
So, we want to just cruise around. You want to try to do the stop and drop from
Stop.
311 kilometers?
Flip.
Flip. You're saying go
You guys don't have any faith.
faith.
Flip is a good bet.
Lamb flip a win? Oh, now I understand what you're saying. It took me a second.
What?
Whether I would flip on,
Bam or
on
win.
landing. Yeah, okay. It took me a second.
Faith is not what makes science work. Oh, believe me, I know that. I've met enough scientists. Thank you, though.
Whee! No. Faith may not be what makes science works, but it's what makes engineering work.
Yeah. They all have to have faith in what they're doing, or it doesn't work.
Yeah. You can have all the science you want, but when you're sitting at the top of that Carney-built Ferris wheel and you're looking at the duct-taped ball bearing on your cartridges, you're going yeah.
Made it to the bottom, didn't you?
The science says... The science says all the steel and everything is strong
Begin
enough.
observation orbit.
But anyway, all right. Let's see where we're at. Da-da-da. Let's put out some gear, cause why not? Da-da-dee. Cruising about the moon. All right. Let's see. Where do we gotta go? Where are we gonna go? You're gonna wobble like this, wobble like that. Look at our
Look at those little bitty legs. They look like bird legs.
What?
We haven't much fuel, otherwise we could get much lower for observation.
I see two eyes right here, and kind of a weird little mouth.
I see two eyes.
We're
totally high for stop and drop.
Well, so you're suggesting we do a little maneuver and adjust our periapsis?
We don't have any fuel.
Well, we have the fuel that we have, and
everybody's coming in to see Schmack, so
we need to fire.
I mean, this is what we did the last 5 times.
Yeah,
stop and drop,
right.
You say. It says Mitsuki.
It's a lot of dropping at this altitude.
Am I close?
Let's bring our periapsis down to something more normal.
Mitsukichi. Well, it's going to be interesting to see how it goes. Basically making it as simple as possible. Well, yeah, you know, Wes. We screw everything up that's simple.
Simple, maybe.
But the moon won.
Simple doesn't mean easy.
Moon, I agree, is not optimal. The gravity is too high for it to be considered safe.
What do you think? Like a 36-kilometer drop? 29-kilometer drop? 15-kilometer drop?
Stop.
Well, we could budget it the other way. I got 721. He said something like 800 to land. So good luck with that. And we're going to burn up 75 of our 721. It's always safe when it's a robot. We blow up robots all the time. But we're going to go for maybe a 15-kilometer drop. That sound good?
Sure. 1,000 meters per second is my previous baseline for a similar-sized lander. So I'm already really scared with this.
Well, it's not the greatest place to stop and drop either.
Bingo King 91. Is this the moon? Like, first one? Moon, yes.
Not the first time we've been here, but it's been a few weeks. Let's see. Let's see if I can get my periapsis at someplace more interesting.
This is the second or third lunar landing attempt. Did some training. Well, I played it and I couldn't get any far. Not so sure.
Minmus.
Went to Minmus and kind of got that down.
This
Bingo
looks like a
King,
better
he is
spot.
trying very hard to figure it all out.
Well, I think we're going to go with this. We're going to go retro for 73 meters per second. A 5-second burn. Excuse me. And that should get us a periapsis over here, roughly where I'm going to guesstimate a landing spot.
Bingo King says I couldn't even orbit and get back. Well, we haven't been able to get back. And
Yeah.
Melted Clown said this is the first serious step to the moon in a long time. This is meant to be a refresher course, and so far there's a laundry list of stuff that we're going to get bitched at later about. Bingo King says thousands of Kerbal are orbiting Earth right now. We know. They're dead in their capsules. Melted Clown says that's why you send a robot.
Yep. But you can't send a robot unless you have comsats. Yes. So we're going to try and land in this sort of higher region somewhere around here. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
Alright. Maneuvering to our target node.
Just land this puppy, okay?
Warping to the next maneuver. Whee! Warping.
I don't like the warping.
Well, now that we have warp to next maneuver, we can do it in a nice controlled fashion. Alright. So we are going to burn in the opposite direction of our travel to slow ourselves down and cause us to collide with the moon.
Don't collide with the moon.
Well, we're going to swing around the far side of the moon.
We're wise to respect and revere warping. Yeah, I am.
28 seconds to a 5-second burn, which I'm going to do not at full throttle.
I've seen him smack into far too many things. Do a low sweep observation.
Observation? Well, we will see.
I don't think you have enough fuel for that.
First. Well, most of that's coasting, so...
Do a go, no, go for landing.
Throttle up.
Oh.
Alright, that looks good.
The most certainly will have to use the return stage for landing since this apparently is unmodified.
Yes, well, we thought about that earlier, and I said to myself, we probably don't need so much first stage, and we're going to need more lander stage, and maybe we should take a tank off the first stage center core and stick it on the lander stage, or maybe just add an extra tank to the lander stage. And like he said, maybe take off one antennae and throw an extra pair of legs on there.
What happened to that self? Did he go home?
Yeah, all to myself. Because I said self, she don't want to hear it. And so she said, well, wait, and we'll try it once. And so we're trying it once. So we are going to get to our periapsis here. Let's see.
Operation try it once.
Well, why not? Let's see. Alright, we're going to come around here. Whee! Flying about the moon. We're going to check and see what our signal is.
Standing by for periapsis.
Yeah, like we lost
signal. I can't
signal.
see it because it's underneath the ball.
Yeah, we lost
Begin
signal.
visual close observations.
We got... There we are. Get my butt back to retro. So can I go for aero capture? On the moon? No air. So a slight problem with the aero capture. Alright, so this says we have a thrust to weight ratio of 8.99.
Moons menacingly.
Err.
It does look...
Err.
But you're very high up compared to last time.
I'm at, right now I'm at 87 or 83 kilometers. Well, true.
And TWR will go down as you deplete fuel. And the cratered surface looks back with hungry eyes.
Yeah, wants to eat my Munar lander. Alright, so we're going to save the science for the surface and the return orbit and, you know, that fantasy. And
TWR go up as you deplete.
Right, because your weight goes down as you burn fuel, and theoretically the engine is the same thrust. You know, same efficiency and so on.
Exactly.
Now, I gotta go for a deorbit burn when we actually get to the peri. We're a little bit far from the periapsis yet. We will land on a dim side.
Why are you landing on a dim side?
Well, we don't have to. We could land a little early here.
We're going for the big old crater.
Pretty much. Or maybe
it's not
we'll
the
just
dim side, really.
Teeter on the edge. We'll just land right there on the crater rim, right? With our luck. All right. So let's warp to the periapsis then. What?
Crater rim, almost certain death.
Yeah, right. Let's save those 7 minutes. Alright. Doodly-doo. Doodly-doo-doo.
Oh boy, here we go.
Here we go. Crazy ass landing.
Godspeed.
We're gonna burn until we fall out of orbit.
Let's see how many people come in.
Here we go, burning.
Happy landings.
You're burning up all our fuel.
Stop and drop.
Whoop.
Cutting lat.
Cutting all the lat. Cut all the lat you can.
Craft is suborbital.
Is it? Should I have to cut more lat? Or could we just settle in, you think? Well, let's see what that gives us. That gives us a decent enough landing spot. Oh, well, we want to go... We want to come into the crater a little bit more than that, yes?
Cut all lat. Lat equals death.
Alright.
Yeah, right there. Unless you want
There we go.
to do stop and drop. Unless you don't want to do stop and drop.
Well, what would be our alternative at this point? Other than landing
You should
right
at
on the
least tell
rim
me
of
what
that
you're
super
playing.
crater. There we go.
What plan you're doing.
There's a between the craters looking spot to land.
Is there? He doesn't know what he's doing.
I'm landing right there. Look, I'm going to flop right down right there. It's perfectly fine. Don't worry about it. We're perfectly good.
Well, there goes all the lander stations.
True. No landing legs.
Normally it's just like orbital injection, but backwards.
Well, yeah.
And no
pretty
landing
much.
legs.
No landing legs.
Crow gets up and leaves the room.
Hey, you're not going to watch me land on my engine? Upright?
Why
on my
don't
engine?
you have landing legs?
Because I got to ditch the stage that the landing legs are attached
Why?
to. Because I ain't got no fuel left.
Although seeing your orbital injection, maybe that's still not far from the truth.
Well, I
Because
guess
he done designed a lander for men with some no modifications for men.
I was about to modify the legs and you said don't.
You did say don't. I heard you. I saw you.
Actually, I don't think I had any better legs anyway. But I could have put some more on there, I guess.
It's more than just legs, Captain.
Well, yeah, there's all sorts of Delta V to play with. Alright, so we've got...
You're just falling out the sky.
That's pretty much how it goes, yeah. But we're going to have to ditch this lower stage.
Why?
Well, because...
It's got legs. Why would you ditch it?
Because we don't have enough fuel to stop.
Delta V to play with, he says casually, as if you can eat the sun. Oh, passively falling into a hole.
Alright, we're done with that. Bye-bye, legs.
Oh, I can't believe you're gonna drop. I seriously, honestly cannot believe you're gonna drop the damn leg.
I have to. Otherwise, I crash into the planet along with them.
Terminal
moon.
landing sequence. You're going to crash into the planet anyway. Surface, altimeter, and velocity. You're gonna land on the side. Go for landing. Doesn't have a choice. Standing by for brake. If you could land on the flat part, it would be way better.
There goes the thing blowing up behind
Looking
me.
good. Oh, I saw that. Do not stall.
I know.
Do not stall. Gentle throttle. Gentle. Let her drift. Do not induce lateral. Either that or counter the lateral. Looking good. Holy schmidt. You fell over, didn't you? Oh, you're wobbling back. Oh, shut down engine.
But I'm trying to get upright first.
You're up. Shut her down.
Alrighty.
Engine first. Well, that made my butt pucker a whole
Wow! We
lot.
made it down, didn't we? What do you know?
Yay!
Since I know you're like,
Woohoo!
woohoo! Science from the surface
Yay!
of the moon.
Bingo
Observe the
King
mystery
says yay.
goo.
Melted Clown says woohoo.
Collect the melt.
Much better, but still not
Oh, we can
as
actually
planned.
transmit it back? Let's go transmit it back, shall we?
I don't know if you can.
It says I can get some for transmitting it back, and
Alright.
that would be a bonus because then I could take it again in orbit,
Alright.
I think.
Krill walks back and hands me a heavy manila envelope.
What? I'm landed. I got like... Well, I shut down the engines. That's why it all says 0. I was like, I'm out of fuel.
Did
No.
anybody see how much fuel we have left?
Well, you did close the...
Krill better be giving out medals of honor and stuff.
Yeah, medals of honor. Well, the plan was maybe to return, hence the question mark.
He wanted to return. He really did.
Let's see, if we activate the engine, we got 1271. Is that enough to get back, you think?
No.
I think 1271 might be enough to get back. I don't know. We'll shut down the engine again while we're here.
At least the plan handed down by the missile defense.
Well, you said that I
It's
had to do
doable.
it successfully once before I do a return, and that's true, right? You gotta safely land before you can do a safe return. Uh-oh, I'm getting an external message here.
Uh-oh.
External incoming message. Ah,
You're in
good.
trouble.
Some Munar landing mechanics. Alright. Minmus has probably instilled a sense of routine or a false comfort. The moon is not your friend. Death favors the hurried and the foolish.
Escape
I
velocity.
wish I could get these in quickly, but it takes me a little bit to get everything downloaded and such. Less than 7 meters per second. That was freaking lucky.
Everybody came in to watch you die and you didn't die.
I know.
Yay!
Escape velocity 807. We got 12 something. I don't know. Is that enough to get us back to Kerbin or not? 807 on escape. Well, I guess
You might have
yeah.
enough. Maybe.
Well, more importantly, 807 is enough to escape the moon, and then I would be immediately in orbit about Kerbin. And then the question is, you know, can you reduce your orbital height from Kerbin with the amount of fuel you have left?
That is the question.
So that is the question.
Depends on how you fly it, really. I think you might be able to make it, Melted Clown, so.
We might. Let's see, did we get the...
Gather all the science you can.
log the pressure data? Did we log the pressure data? I think we did, I guess so. And we got one goo that I'm just saving.
Bingo King says, couldn't you go into orbit then retrieve later with a different ship?
Well, sure.
And Melted Clown says you could mark this landing location on the curb net. Bingo King. That's my secret plan, Melted Clown says. Sorry, Melted Clown. I didn't want to dash his hopes.
He's doing some exercise.
What's that, yoga?
He's doing Munar yoga. It's antenna.
If we don't make it, yeah, we can just park it in orbit. I think we have many things in orbit.
Yeah.
Are you being zen?
Yeah, well, we can park it in orbit about Kerbin, probably. Put my antenna back out.
Deep cleansing breaths in through your nose,
All
out
right.
through your mouth.
So I guess the same is probably true of the
For
other
real,
antenna.
take a minute and look around. Look around. I mean, it took so long to get here.
I'm crooked. I'm like way crooked. No wonder I'm always needing some sass to hold me up, right?
You're on a hill.
Yep. Yay, I don't feel bad.
Soak in the lunar surface.
Soak in the drawing artifact of looking underneath the terrain. I don't feel bad. Ours does that too.
Landing, inclined, and didn't die.
Look at that. I got all sort of talent. And only 18 kilometers away from Munar bot.
Oh.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Unexpectedly light. Well, lighter than we had planned, for sure. Alright, so
You're
if
a lucky dude.
So if I just take off at this angle, I should go up into orbit real quick, right? Just below 800 meters. I guess
gather your spatial awareness first.
So I'm wondering. So you said the escape velocity is 8. So I just need to reach that, right, in the surface speed. If I get to 800 meters per second, I will escape the moon and into some orbit about Kerbin.
Cardinal directions.
Let's see where we're at. Whee!
We're on top of a craterish crater.
Alright. Let's see. Where's the moon? We are clearly Kerbin's that way. So that's the problem at the moment.
Well, there's your problem.
Well, there's your problem.
Yeah, you can just probably go just direct.
So there's the direct fire right back at the... Looks like we're almost lined up to just fire straight back.
Just kind of blast off a little and just enough to escape.
Just until we get a speed of 800 meters per second? Is that the target?
That's what he says.
Alright, so... the moon disappeared.
Oh.
We're inside the moon.
Oopsie.
We have gone inside the moon.
It's facing retrograde and it might help you.
Well, let's try it. We're just going to try and take off straight off. And to 800 and
Go
see
for
what
it.
gets us. Whoop! Hey,
I love
what's
this
that
game.
do?
I'm so bad at it, Bingo King says.
Oh, look, you can even see our little leftover thing. Alright.
It's okay,
You ready
'cause space is hard.
for a launch back?
I'm ready.
Let us
I
activate
don't know how
our
I'm not
engine,
going to fall over without legs, but you go.
because we're just going to fire full throttle. And we're going to go...
Go. Do
Kapow!
it. Don't talk about it. Just do it.
Uppity up, up. We're going to go until we hit 800 and so meters per second, and then we're going to take a look.
Blind burst.
Yeah! It's fun!
And the people who are only good at it are good since they stand on the shoulders of giants. Map
Aren't we
view.
all standing on the shoulders of giants? 500, 600. We'll see what that orbit gets us. Just enough to escape. Alright.
Not bad, he says.
Not bad for a random hop. Like,
Good for Neo.
We-
Stand
we-
by for escape.
we could have straightened that up.
Yeah, he could have.
Yeah, we kind of fired downward, if you will, relative to Kerbin.
Save fuel.
Yeah, get rid of that. Alright. Oh, we are just cruising along, right? There we are. Bye, Moon. Bye. We see you next time. What was that? Thanks for not killing us when we had a light craft.
This time.
This time. Yep, that's the plan. Apo burn for let's see, we got 465 left. That should be plenty, I would hope. To at least get us to aero
orbit procedure.
Yeah, to at least get us to aero capture. Alright. So let's warp out here to the
Not enough for a few orbital reductions plus deorbit though.
I hope, ideally. I would rather slow down. And all like that.
I said we didn't. That wasn't a question.
Oh, you said we didn't. No.
My worst nightmares are these.
The warps. But we're warping to a point. It's supposed to stop before that. It's controlled warp. Like they did in
There's nothing to nightmare.
You know, this is a blind warp.
Nightmare was landing. No, the nightmare was pretty good.
That
It was
actually not
butt
bad
puckering fun.
for
but
landing. I thought for sure I'd run out of fuel and go kablam.
I'm so glad it didn't go kablam. I should have bet everybody.
I know, right? There we are.
I thought you'd probably land or tip.
Alright.
Not be able to get it back.
Oop, not nearly that much.
Or get back and not close.
Let's see, this burn get us to a periapsis.
Question mark.
What?
Question mark. Question mark. Like, what are you doing?
I am checking out this maneuver.
You really got rusty in that 1 week.
What?
Oh, I added the 1 week.
What? What's wrong with this?
Retrograde at PE.
Oh.
Not AP.
I guess. Alright. Retro.
Pouting noises.
Pouting noises.
I
Get rid of
guess.
these excess ones. Mwah. Bring that back around.
Oh. I do not like when it whips like that.
Well, when it does that, what's happening is the periapsis and the apoapsis are changing positions.
Yeah.
And so, like right there.
Yeah.
And once that happens, you're no longer at the periapsis, right? Now you're at the apoapsis. And the mechanics shift greatly. So now I no longer lower the apoapsis.
I guess I want to survive.
You see what I'm saying?
The heavy.
So usually, if I go for an orbit, I look for when those kind of get like there, because that's when they're most equal. Is when they're at 90 degrees to your point of burn. See, that gets you into a nice circular orbit.
Okay.
But I don't really need a circular orbit, right?
Go for orbital reduction burn.
That would heavy sass. Well, how much orbital reduction do I want? Actually, where do I want to land? Let's see if we can try and target a landing this time.
You're gonna land? I thought you were just gonna orbit it.
Oh no, we're gonna land.
Well, you did the node.
Yeah. So...
Just do the orbital reduction first.
Alright.
One step at a time, Captain.
Warping to next maneuver. Whee!
Warp to the next thing. I don't like the warps.
As long as it's controlled warp.
Yeah, I've seen some of your control warps that weren't so wonderful. I like your music.
Are you hearing
There's no
the music?
What happened to your music?
It's theoretically playing. It's just not very loud.
I do hear a little bit in the background, but very slight.
You really only hear it on the re-entry. Or the launch. 34 seconds to a
It's low.
4-second burn. Well, ain't that special. We got 465, we're burning 137. We should have enough for another reduction burn, or go for arrow capture after that, I guess. I think we're going to go for arrow capture after this one.
You can
Yes, that's what we
need to
do.
burn longer and safer and reduce thrust output.
Yes, that's what I've been doing on these. Burning a little early. Bring up the throttle just slightly. Once I get to like 3 or 4 seconds left, start throttling back. Watch for the Perry flags to line up. These
There
two.
it is. And then what? Like how quickly you seem to rush through these streams. Does anyone have a laser pointed at you or something? Blink 3 times for you?
I don't have a laser, I got a lot of lights though. Alright, so now we're going to go back to our Apo and reduce our Perry again. I got 329 left.
Rescue en route.
Let's see, can we get down?
Counter-terrorist Argo.
Looks like we can get down. 500, 400.
Our neighborhood is... They will be sorely surprised.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
What are you doing? Slamming into something?
We might be stuck in orbit again.
Oh.
Let's see how much Perry we got there. Oh no, okay. Mary. Oh no. Dang it, these numbers are way bigger than I thought they were. Dang it, Bobby.
Don't hit the thing, honey. You're hitting it.
No, I'm not. My
No,
Perry
you're not.
is 760 kilometers. And if I burn enough to get down into the atmosphere...
Don't do oval orbit. Do a circle.
Is that advice or sarcastic comments?
So you don't get any extra braking.
I'm not sure if it's advice.
Maury Forever said to the moon and back wasn't that by Savage Garden? To the moon and back. Let me go look that up. No, she's misreading what I'm saying.
What are you
Didn't
saying?
do an oval orbit. Did a circle. At least 30% data loss. It might be too late. Oh, hey, Milty. Maury Forever.
What? I'm lost as to what's going on here. What's the problem?
Apparently, you're supposed to do. Well, you got further away than it was supposed to.
Oh, on the our initial orbit.
We got farther. Okay, it's need. Well, okay, I really need to get into a voice chat. She keeps doing opposites of what I'm implying. She's making me into a demon. I'll try not to. I can't see. More so.
Perry is still 276.
I'm not trying to make you into a demon, I promise.
Well, it looks like it's going for parking orbit, eh? Parking orbit, and we come back for it later.
Just haven't got it.
I guess we could park it in this orbit. Let's see what else is flying around.
Didn't die.
Didn't die. We're back in orbit. We're inside the orbit of our others here, looks like. Doesn't look like we're
Past
going to
most of the planned milestones.
Doesn't look like we're going to smack into anybody. Yeah, we just needed more fuel.
80% success.
More fuel in the landing stage.
And a big ass package from Commander Krill. Better be some
be some award for getting there
right.
at all. For landing on my engine. So, do I want to put it in a nice little orbit like that, or should I keep it nice and circular and equatorial? Maybe I should spend my fuel just making sure it's equatorial. That way I
Boy
can...
Forever says, I finally got my legitimate copy of KSP the other day. I'm pretty darn happy. But I just have to start all over again.
Oh.
LOL. Krill shakes her head and tuts. Krill.
Tut, Krill. Well, we've got some fuel left. We could put it in a more useful orbit. More useful orbit, considering we already have a ComSat in this orbit. So
how are you going to make it go into a different orbit?
Well, we can do an inclination change. Oh yeah. Well, we've got lots of experience now.
No,
I do believe I have
to him,
piloted...
he's got his experience because now he's going to start the game all over again.
Yeah, right.
But keep it circular and equatorial.
Well, circular and well, I don't know how equatorial it is. Let's see.
As long as it's not going to smack into anything, I vote don't touch it.
11 degrees off from equatorial.
I vote don't touch it.
Who says that? You? Mo?
Me. Mo. I also vote. Okay, so
No touchies.
Forever says smaller over, cheaper rescue, FFS. Do not fire. I also vote no touch. Do not fire.
Well, in that case, I can of course come in here and
save it.
Shut down the engine, and we can fiddle with that next time.
2 out of 3
votes for no fire.
For no fire.
All right. Well, I have secured the engines and disconnected the SAS. It will float freely through the space. Although, thanks to all its solar panels, it's got lots of battery.
So what does that mean? What can you get from all that? Was it a probe?
What do you mean the landing was unplanned?
It was planned, wasn't it?
It was planned with legs, but...
So tell me again why the legs, you had to knock the legs off.
So I had another stage here for the descent stage, and it had the legs.
Yeah.
And theoretically anything else you want to leave on the moon.
Okay.
Like a fuel tank. So we were supposed to land on that descent stage and have a little bit to spare maybe. But if we had nothing, then we would just leave it there. And otherwise we'd use it to take off.
Because he built the lander too weak, he burnt through his landing fuel, and he had to ditch the lander stage.
Yep. So, yeah.
Incident report complete.
Well, that's it, yeah. The short answer is not enough fuel in the lander stage. And apparently not enough fuel in the return stage, because we didn't get back on the return stage either. Even though we did spend a little fuel of the return stage getting back into orbit and such, but
Transfer stage also weak.
Yeah.
Hey, but at least you didn't hit the button up and lose everything and, you know, get all stressed out. It was actually fun. Because the transfer orbital stage should have done all the Munar orbital mechanics. Didn't get stressed out. What does Kappa mean? Kappa fry?
Whee! I'm just rotating about the moon.
Why are you doing that?
Oh, you know,
Snarky,
just
smart-ass,
dancing.
doubting.
Just dancing around, playing with my antennae. Alright, I stopped him.
It's basically, yeah, right. Don't play with that, you'll go blind.
What, playing with my antenna? Making them extend out and in? Reep. Hey, I got another goo container. Let's see, observe mystery goo. I'll recover it one day. We've observed that one on the moon. There's nothing useful in the pressure that we've got that back, so. Yeah. Oh yeah, let us
Go for quick save. Mental image of accidental separation from missing around. He's not, I don't know.
So, is the goal, in order to rescue the science from this mission, is the goal to get out there and like do a spacewalk over to it, or
Mission complete? Question mark. Nope. He's still talking.
well, or should I what would be the actual way to recover this thing other than, say, perhaps, attaching to this engine with another stage that would allow you to deorbit?
I mean, it will need to plan that. Easiest? Question mark.
Yeah, how do you go about rescuing these guys to begin with? Normally never bother rescuing a robot. True.
How rude!
But we do want to, get the science and, there's no crew on board.
Is there a crew on board? No, there's no crew on board.
But it would be, practice before having to rescue crew. Do a spacewalk and transfer. Aye. We already had Jeb floating in deep space for no good. Yes. Well, the some reason was it wasn't behaving right. That's what the some reason was. When it finally started behaving, it was okay, but
for some reason, U plus EVA equals you panic.
Plus, there's no fun in the stream if I'm just like totally calm, right?
You still lack the experience. Yes. You still need you'd need two things. I'm gonna try to read every word he says since I'm gonna be wrote up for it. Get another stage and push it home.
Yeah, that was my thought, right?
Encounter plus spacewalk capture.
Oof.
We're far from that, I believe.
That sounds like a lot to do for a robot.
Spacecraft.
Flying something else out there to engage with it and push it out of orbit, maybe? Like that,
Spacecraft
maybe.
give more science if returned. Blind via... Exactly, not worth doing it for a dang bot. Take 2. I don't know. I think cut from the top people.
Well, there we were on the moon, and here we are floating about home. Oh well, put your arms away. Put my antenna out. You know why I do this?
No.
Because there's no light to turn on.
I play
4 out of 5 objectives. Yeah, so we're going to need more fuel in here, and I think this is a 200 tank. Oh, is it? Yeah, it's a 200. So we can double this guy up, or maybe just put a 100 on it.
How?
Later on, when we redesign our rocket.
All right.
We would probably need to, you know, increase this tank by at least 50%, if not 100%. Same thing with our previous stage.
Hi, everyone in the room.
Hi. So let's see.
There's a certain character traits that make me carefully design missions, since a lot of the time we have an insane 1-hour window.
Well, we got so many other things going on. We got this coronavirus going on down over on planet Earth. I hear tell through the satellite network. Like all the people in the Big Brother houses. They're like, oh, by the way, there's a pandemic.
Yeah, you guys gotta go home now.
We're gonna send you guys home. Nobody wins.
Corona. Sucks.
There we go.
So what, you're just gonna leave it out here? We're done? That's it?
Yeah, well, I mean, we could fire the engine some more. Just
no,
for
why
giggles.
would you fire the engine more?
But no, we're gonna leave it out here, and maybe we'll come back. And I thought, you know, we might as well do an orbital inclination burn and get a different angle comsat in place. Maybe one that goes this
We
way.
need to have a serious rocket workshop one of these days. Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now, Pi is on
Because if we really
the
want
rocket workshops.
right? Yeah, he's got some serious workshops.
He does.
So if we wanted to recover it easily, we would put it back in the equatorial. You know, it's off by 11 degrees, right? We would flatten out the orbit so it'd be easier to capture and bring back. But if we're going to leave it up there as a comsat with a very expensive heat shield and a couple of parachutes,
Well, I mean, like one thing, because there's a lot of things.
so if we do an orbital inclination, I like the idea of having it at a different angle. Go angles.
Go angles.
And everybody wants to see me do an experimental burn for no apparent purpose. Right?
Yeah.
Who wants to see an experimental burn for no apparent purpose?
There's a lot of new people in the room. Maybe they think you're going to crash into something. Are you going to crash into something?
I haven't tried to. But, you know, the night is still young.
This will make it harder.
Well, let's just see what the maneuver would do. If I burnt up all my leftover fuel...
Why would you burn... Why are you doing that, though? What's your
Why?
good reason?
Well, here, I'll show you. See? That would be my good reason. Although I don't want it to go...
Because he's himself.
Although I don't want it to go all that far out. So, I don't want to affect the orbit.
You cannot argue with this reason.
So see,
Watch this.
That would be the reason. So I would have a comsat in that orbit.
Alright.
That would be the reason to do it.
Alright.
If we're never going to rescue the poor thing, then it might as well be another comsat.
Oh god, Krill is just staring without blinking.
What? We're going to make it useful. We'll make sure we're not intersecting anybody either.
I ain't afraid of her.
I'm afraid of her. That's with 500 and some Delta V, which I don't think we have anyway.
No.
So maybe it won't matter. Let's go engage our engines so we see what we have here.
Doesn't really care what people think about her. Neither do I. We have a lot in common.
Alright. That would not.
She's here for rockets and success. I'm here for success and dudes.
So it looks like we would only get.
All she wants is to see it you succeed. Sure. All she wants to do is criticize. That sums me up, here for rockets and dudes. Well, at least I speak the truth. What are you doing, for the love of God?
Looking about where I can be useful. So I can get some inclination change, not much.
She's critical.
Out of my remainder fuel.
Well, look. She's gotta be.
It puts me at a 1 million meter periapsis. A megometer.
You gotta break eggs to make omelets.
Let's see. I'm just gonna experiment with some maneuvers.
Lord.
See what they do with the...
Why are you gonna do that?
0. Jeez, how hard is that? Alright. So...
He's tinkering again. Yep.
One of the downsides to a circular orbit is you can't just hula hoop it around you with the radial in and the radial out. So, radial in and out hula hoops your orbit.
What?
See?
I see the gears whirling. What?
It kind of like makes the orbit spin around you when you do the orbital in and orbital out.
He's speaking in tongues.
You see?
No, I don't see. I see that.
Look at how much that would take.
That
would take way more than we got. There just doesn't seem to be no way out of this orbit. Let's see, we got 329.
Blind Via says, if you had crew on board, you could literally get out and push the RCS thrusters, the jetpack RCS, but there is none. Oh boy, Commander Harkwell just walked in. Too really briskly.
Well, that would send me all the way out into nowhere land.
We don't want to kill stuff, Blind Via.
Yeah, no. Well, I don't want to do positive there anyway. I want to do negative.
Commander Harkwell. Is he hot?
Looks like the best I'm gonna be able to get.
That looks like the biggest jumble mess. I have no idea what you're doing.
Well, let's clean it up with the satellites.
Commander Harkwell ignores question.
This,
so he is hot. Cool. Tight.
So this here, what is this, cyan line here? The cyan line is my current orbit. There's the moon's orbit. There's Minmus. Is the yellow. Oh, well, that would be good. Still 7 degrees off from the moon. I'm 7 degrees off from equatorial, not 11, but...
Bye,
So,
Blind Via.
Bye. We're just debating on what I can possibly do here. Doesn't look like I can do much of anything. Really depressing. Kerbin escape. Alright, well. 0, 0, 0. Alright. assuming I spent all my 300 here, I could.
Lieutenant tag hands clapboard to Krill. Uh-oh, can't be good.
I'm just investigating my options here. What can we do? That throws me into another weird orbit.
They don't seem too, man.
Oh, well, lesson here is, yes, you're going to need more Delta V.
Alright, well,
And
I'm sure we'll get a full report.
Stronger, yes, we will. We need more or stronger landing legs. And we can be done with the SAS. So we're set to go.
Generating incident report right
no.
now, I'm sure. Thank you all for hanging out with us tonight. I don't know who all's here, but thank you for hanging out with us tonight. I really appreciate it.
It's been fun. It wasn't bad. It wasn't good. But it wasn't bad.
Take care, everybody.
Alrighty, bye. Take it, button, yeah.